Bitcoin, crypto, morning tea. Hey, what? No, complete wrong key. That's what happens. You see, the math for that song's in G. This one's in B flat. They're not really congruent math, G and B. You know, they make sense next to each other, but laid over top, they're very dissonant. And that's why I'm making a huge excuse for singing out of tune on my own song. Bitcoin, crypto, more. What am I doing? Bitcoin, crypto, more. TA. That's the thing with piano. It's all muscle memory, right? There is no thinking. And it wasn't, I guess when I think about my my guitar playing days, I always say that no matter what, I can play guitar to the day I die. Like, I never have to practice it. I can, pick it up, and every song I've ever learned, I still know, and the fingers are still decent, not as good, but I could pick it up and play any for the rest of my life. Piano, I can't do that. Piano, it's like if I don't play some Billy Joel song for 3 weeks, it's gone. I got to go back and dust it off. That's why I spend most of my time practicing songs I never play. And then because I never play them, they get dusty, and then they get requested, and I go to play it and I butcher it. And then I get PTSD on the song. Anyway, what do we care about that? Listen, we have a little bit of what some legacy analysts, Tardfi, are calling a little bit of a pump. Now, it's nothing to write home about, but it is getting us above this old channel of eternal monotonies support, which was acting as resistance. We also have the headwinds of the 20 moving average. Now, where do we got to be today? We got to bust out of this bull flag. Wick's wife, pianomattyb, always says he butchers songs, but then he kills it at the piano bar. Well, I appreciate that, Wick's wife. However, as a mentally ill musician, because if you're not mentally ill, you're not really a musician. There's more upside in your mind creatively, artistically, and maybe that is a fault. Maybe that's a bug, not a feature. So every level of skill I build, it just opens up a new level of harder skill I didn't even know existed. Anyway, PSD, piano scared dysfunction. Yes, Squeaky McGee. Anyway, we got to get up to this 200 moving average, which is conveniently at the top of our bull flag breakout. Now, we could switch this into a little bit of a pennant, and you would see that we are currently breaking out, but that would be changing your narrative to fit the price action. I still think we got to be above the 200 moving average. Don't even have Christmas dinner if you're not above the 200 moving average. It's just not worth it. Sneaky pain, vaporizers. Merry Christmas, Matty B and community. Sneaky Pete vaporizers over in BC. Almost forgot that. Oh, let's give him a dominant seventh blues minor. It's a little more happy, eh? Well, it's not as happy as a major seventh. It's more pretty. Major seventh is pretty. It's like, look at that. What a cute little gal, major seventh. Dominant seventh is like your good buddy. Hey, buddy, how's it going? Good to see you. It's been a while. Anyway, thank you for the super chat, Sneaky Pete, and Merry Christmas to you and all who are there over in BC, suffering through the Trudeau regime. We'll get there. We'll get there. Maybe we'll even become the 51st state of if we were to zoom out on the way countries change and their borders expand, you've seen those videos where and everything kind of moves. We can't understand time, right? We're humans. We only understand 80,000 year increments. Above that, it's like, I don't know, not my life. So we don't really fully appreciate how things change over time. That's why we're essentially irrational and impatient traders as well and investors. I mean, I've got more questions about it pulling back from all-time highs than I did all-time highs. You know, it's at 108. Remember? Like all-time highs isn't a level you get to and rest. It's a summit. You summit it for a second. There's no oxygen up there, and then you go and you find support. Did my phone ring off the hook or text off the hook when it hit 108? No. When it broke 100, oh yeah, the sky was falling. Well, what the F? What the F? It's not at 108 anymore. Should I sell? And I mean, it's maybe we shouldn't laugh. Maybe we shouldn't laugh. We are all heartless, soulless, cold as ice, Navy SEAL, mercenary hodlers here. You know, it could go to 60. We'd still be like, oh, awesome. We should probably get more. Right. That's the way and it takes a while. Yeah. If you're forged in, what is it? Forged in steel is forged in steel. I don't know. Those are old dad euphemisms. Yeah. So it's easy for us to say, you just hang in there, and that's the great thing about a low time horizon, looking out long. This is all just noise. Like we won't remember this. No one will be saying, oh, God, remember the Christmas of 2024 when we went to 108 and then we went all the way back to 92? Oh, my God. That was the worst Christmas ever. No one will be saying that because, in January, February, when this thing is blowing people's minds, well, maybe not people, maybe not the normies. Maybe the normies are gone. Maybe we will never see a normie retail bull run again. And that is unfortunate for them. But I feel with the emergence of these institutions and these big buys, like so the thumbnail, Michael Saylor issuing 10.3 billion shares. Now, it sounds ridiculous. And like most people will kind of knee jerk, well, he's diluting his stock, right? Well, it's really just rivaling stock prices of massive companies, like Nvidia and Apple, and they have like, I'm pretty sure Apple has 15 billion shares. So this is just what happens. But when he's issuing these shares, he's just taking the money and buying Bitcoin. It's not like Apple buybacks, here you go, stockholders, we're just going to buy back and then sell, of course, right? And increase and dilute, blah, blah, blah. No, he's raising money in these convertible bonds to the tune of 10.3 billion and putting it into Bitcoin. So this changes what may be the concept of the perpetual bid moving into this bear market, because I mean, this is what's so wild about this time. The Christmas of 2022, the crash of 2022, the crash of 2024, 108 all the way down to 92. The crazy part about this is that Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy have bought over a year and a half worth of the Bitcoin supply. That's a crazy metric, because I mean, I've been talking about the supply shock forever. Will it come? Yeah. When? I don't know. But when you have one player, like let's just say one player, right, buying a year and a half's worth of the Bitcoin supply already. I mean, this is for this year. So for the halving year, whatever, April 21st to May 21st, he's bought more than the miners can possibly mine for the year. Now, that is Michael Saylor. MicroStrategy, that's just him. Now we also have the ETFs, the big old concentric circle money coming down to buy it all, right? So this is why I worry about Michael Saylor, is because he doesn't really belong to that concentric circle. He's more like pseudo Trumpian, where he's a little bit of an outsider, and he has his own money and he has his own concept of of how he's going to acquire the most Bitcoin. Like he's going for it now, right? So I've always said those ETFs, once they started coming for it, they're coming for it all. That's why you see BlackRock, where all the other lower ETFs and institutions are like, will have sell-off days. And then BlackRock's like, no, they just buy more and more and more because they're coming for it all, right? They don't want Michael Saylor coming for it all and getting more, because that will ruin the power dynamic. And so for these people, it's not really about the money. They're printing money, really. And now they're holding the Bitcoin for everyone. Okay, I call them the ETF prisons. Good luck converting that into Bitcoin, but it doesn't matter because they'll have the Bitcoin, and you will be the beneficiary owner of the upside or downside to it. That's another story. So I just worry about Michael Saylor because he's not on their team, and people that aren't on their team, hey, things don't go well for those people. But let's just, the Christmas miracle is that he may prevent a bear market. He may, and I mean this always comes up. I mean, I'm guilty of it. Every bull market, we start thinking maybe this is different. Maybe we won't get a bear market this time. But as these cycles continue, that concept gets closer and closer. No bear market. Now, it depends. Let's take this bull market, right? Like, okay, let's go back here. Go over on the ding dong. Sneaky Pete says, I worry a bit too. He has a lot if he ever wants to sell it. Well, this is where we have to kind of trust in Michael Saylor, in the sense that he's going to die with it. I'm sure he will leave a foundation. You know what I mean? Like, but with a foundation, he moves from Bitcoin not being owned by anyone, him included, to now it being run by a foundation of humans. And that's why I'm so anti most altcoins, is because at the bottom of at the end of the day, they're run by humans, and these humans are human, and humans human. And what I mean by humans is that they inevitably take things to zero, whether it's healthy or unhealthy. They usually do. But I'm getting off topic here. Let's take a look at this this epic dump from 108. Hey, come on, 108 to where this was 15%. So one might argue, now, knock on wood, Pete, I don't want to jinx this, but we aren't seeing those same drawdowns already in this bull market, because last bull market we saw 30%. Can you imagine a 30% pullback right now? Let's just, for gets and shiggles, let's see where 30% would take us. I think I've done this before, but it's always nice to realize how lucky you are, boy. Peter John LaRoom says a 2026 bear market is inevitable. Yes, there will be a drawdown, but we're just trying to go over how big this drawdown is now that there's no retail, right? So maybe retail will come. I don't know. Sneaky Pete, I hear you. I just hope this billionaire is looking out for us little guys. Yeah, of course he is. You know how billionaires look out for little guys, right? They spend most of their time looking out for little guys. Let's see where a 30% drawdown take us. 6. Remember, 6 last time. From the peak, from 108. 30% exactly, Mundo. Oh, look, it's right by our old channel of monotony. No, that's our elevator up. That's a channel of eternal monotony. Once upon a time's resistance. 75K. Terry Crow, I can't believe you forgot the like button. How dare you, Terry Crow? How dare you? Thank you for hitting the likes, Terry. So 75K. You think people are bearish now because we've had a 15%. Imagine 30%, which we had 6 times. Now, I actually can't remember the 30% drawdowns of the bull market. Now, if you're sitting there right now listening to me saying, I remember those drawdowns, let me know who you are, because you have a better memory than I do, because I don't remember any of them. Vaguely, like a part of a movie that I maybe went to the bathroom during, like, yeah, oh, what's that part? Yeah. Like, I know they happened. I just don't remember them And then I don't remember feeling the pain, right? But maybe that's just a temporary thing. It's momentary. You know, we feel it in the action, and then it's over. So, are we seeing less of a drawdown already? I guess is the question and my thesis for this impromptu stream that I wasn't going to do. But you know, we have a little bit of pump. I mean, we got to celebrate these things. We are in a chop. We are in a chop suey. We are mincing price action, mincing words. Probably, you know, this whole holiday season. You know, for the next few days, we might get a little spike on what is it, Boxing Day? We might see a little more action there, but today we're closed at 1, so today's a write-off. It's not like there's actually no. I take that back. There are no write-offs in the crypto market. It's 24/7. You know, even during dinner, it's like, so here's my phone. It's like, what's that? And everyone's like this, just checking their. Yeah. Oh yeah. What do you? Yeah. What? And everyone's still checking it. You know how it works. This is how the crypto, the cryptopians work. And this is our third red candle. We did it. This is a big indicator of a reversal may be in play, because the last time we had more than 3 was back here. Now this wasn't that big either. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row. Oh my God, the top's in at 72. That was the top, everybody. The top's in. We've had 6 down days in a row, which only equated to wick 8.5%. So let's just see. 8.5% from here. We'll go wick. Go to the wick. Oh, it's right at this support level. 90K. That would be, fractaliciously speaking, what happened last time. Not to say it will. However, there's not a lot. Michael Norris, I think we got the Santa pump. That's what I was thinking today. Like the Santa rally. If someone were to say we didn't get a Santa rally, I guess I would say, well, we did go to 108. You know, that was on December 17th. So I guess Santa rally may be a time thing where it's like, well, no, I want the Santa rally on Christmas. On Christmas Day, I want the Santa rally. Just like Santa comes down the chimney, I want him to come down the chimney with a bunch of bulls and then we rally. But the Santa rally is really just a December-ish pump. That being said, we're not doing too well in the month of December. We got ourselves a little bit of a shooting star candle, which does signal continued downward pressure into January. That's if we close red. I mean, even if we close here at 100K, we're just above November's wick, which is fine. Just no big deal. But it's better than closing down here. If we were to close down here, you know, we would put in a real decent shooting star candle, and it would probably take us into January with a little more bearish pressure. Because remember, the first week or two of January, that is nothing, right? It's like September. The first 2 weeks of January are not unlike September, right? There's not a lot of action. People are still in the Hamptons drinking adrenochrome with the family. And so let's just say we close down here at 93 Christmas New Year's Eve. And this shooting star candle, which does signal continued bearish action, you know, we could hit, what is this, 90? That would be back on the daily chart. That was our 8% continued dump. Yeah, 90. So that would, 90 is, so this is, we got the numbers lining up, right? So that would be on this monthly chart to 23.6% fib. Now, the 38.2% fib is down at 86. Still not crazy. Still not crazy. I do believe right around here, 88.8 is when the Asian market comes in heavy, if it ever gets there. I bet you the limit orders in Asia on the exchanges are cray for 88.8. They love that number. So this is just the monthly. The time moves slow here, but I could see maybe this happening. And this is a crazy candle that actually deserves a little bit of a retracement. It's like this candle needs a pit stop. It needs to come in, change its tires, flush the oil. You know, maybe the driver can sniff some of those salts and get back in action. a little bit. So to come back down here to 90K in the first couple of weeks of January would be a nice blast off point for that Jan 20th, day one, right? To me, there's nothing more exciting, I think, in the next little while than day one, because we're going to see so much shit happen in day one. Now, optimistically speaking, right? It's also a telltale sign of how much the administration can really do underneath the concentric circle, right? So if they don't do anything day one, especially, I think Ross Albright would be a big one. That if that doesn't get got on day one, I think we'll know that a lot of things aren't going to get got, so to speak. Gary Gensler, you're fired. Well, he doesn't even have to fire Gary Gensler, Pete. He's already resigned. He's taken the subtle W. He's quietly quit behind everyone, which is good. I mean, at the same time, he doesn't really work for the government. That's why, when you see him up in his shame cycle, when he's like in front of the Senate and they're asking him questions like, Gary Gensler, you states here that 2 + 2 = 4. How do you reconcile the SEC not agreeing with 2 + 2 = 4? And then he would go, well, at the SEC, numbers are our biggest acquisition. We actually take pride in protecting people from concepts like 2 + 2 = 4, because if everyone was there, thinking 2 + 2 = 4, then we'd have a problem. But it's our job, and we're quite successful at it, from protecting people from these solutions. Just hey, buddy, how's it going? Good. You came down to save me from my Gary Gensler impersonation. Are you going to do a Christmas carol for everybody?
Yeah.
I think this is really going out to Terry Crow, though.
Okay.
Okay, so you say this one's really going out to Terry Crow.
This one's gonna go to Terry Crow.
Oh, let's turn this piano on, you little dickens. Okay, start again.
Last Christmas, I gave you my yacht, but the very next day, you got phantom tax. This year, to save me from mewing, I'll give it to someone Sigma.
Like who?
Last Christmas, I gave you my yacht, but the very next day, you got phantom tax. This year, to save me from mewing, I'll give it to someone Sigma. Once Driz and then phantom tax. I keep my distance, but you still catch my yacht. Hey, Rizzer, do you recognize me? It's been a year, it doesn't surprise me. Last Christmas, I gave you my yacht, but the reason you gave it away. This year, to save me from skibbity, I'll give it to someone Rizful.
Rizful, Siggity, Skibbity, Gyat, Phantom Taxed. Wow. Unbelievable. Good job. What do you want to say? Merry Christmas to everybody?
Merry Christmas.
Get out of here, buddy. Well, there you go. A lot of Rismas, a lot of Skibbity, a lot of... you don't want to get Phantom Taxed this Christmas dinner. If you're wondering what Phantom Taxed is, I know it because I didn't know it and I had to look it up. I actually asked somebody. Phantom Tax is apparently some YouTuber named Phantom who does mukbangs. If you don't know what a mukbang is, it's when you just eat in front of people. And their channels are magnitudes larger than mine will ever be. But that's because their content is so valuable with eating, eating. Maybe I should have considered that before I started this. Just eating, the simple act of eating. Millions of subscribers. Anyway, if you were to take his food, the monster Phantom, I've never seen it. It's called getting Phantom Taxed. So, yeah, Terry Crow. Phantom Tax is a slang term that refers to when one friend steals or asks another friend for food. For example, you might say, hit her with Phantom Tax or Phantom Taxed. Yeah. Sneaky Pete, I want a ribeye eating stream. Well, I've been thinking about the upcoming bear market, and I think it will be, even more boring than the last one because of the lack of volatility, lack of movement. Like we can't say. It's in G. Anyway, David Sony Music, thanks for all you do in this crypto world. Turn the piano off. The little Dickens likes to play. Piano off. Thank you for the super chat, David Sony Music. And so I'd like to stay here. Maybe we'll run the stream out to 97 before 97K. Yeah, we might as well get 70K. 97K, that is. So the bear market, you can't say in 2022 that it wasn't exciting because there was so much blood on the street. You know, first there was that 40K moment. Now we're just going to go over. Going over past bear markets. Let's relive it. 2022 bear market. Remember, 40K was a big one where a lot of people were saying, well, I'm going to hold till 40K. And then if it goes below 40K, I'll sell. That was the thesis amongst most cryptoers. And sure enough, it hit 40K and nobody sold. It's such a funny psychology, buying and selling at a certain price. You know, so everyone held, and then most of us held right down to the bottom, right? But if you were subscribed to channels that did TA like mine, you would know that when we are rounding the bottom, and that's one of the miracles for me of this channel was to just keep my head in the game and know when the bottom was. So I was able to get in there at around 16K. Now I think it went lower to 15K, but you know, I don't think I could have sniped that had I not been doing the TA every day. That being said, I don't know if there's a market for bear market TA, especially with Bitcoin. So maybe we'll switch things up. I don't know, and then come back a swinging in the next bull market, if there is another bull market. That's the thing. You can't say there won't be a bear market, but still say there will be a bull market. Maybe these cycles just get so diminished, we're just kind of up and away. You know, we get to what's the CAGR now? 40%. Maybe it goes down to 20%, and then inside it's just noise. Especially if we get that perp bid from Michael Saylor, the 10.3 billion convertible bonds. I mean, that's a perp bid. That means no matter how many people are selling, let's just say it's whales, right? Because it's not retail. Retail will, retail, there'll be a wick. There'll be a retail wick, but most people will 96.9. Oh, I have a conflict. I have a conflict of interest here. This one says 96.8. This one says 96.9. Anyway, we may just not get that bear market. And even if we do, you know, do you think we're going to see 80% drop again? What did we see? 70? Correct me if I'm wrong, everybody, but I believe it was 70% retracement last time, which was less of a retracement than the previous bear market. So if we just kind of do the math on diminishing returns up and down, Chris Fabonio over on Rumble says, I found your TA helpful in the bull market as well. Best, easiest, and accurate TA I've found. Well, thanks, Chris. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think the accuracy on the TA, I almost want to say I get pretty lucky, you know, but it's just, I just talk about the probabilities, right? I don't have a dog in the fight, so I don't get swayed into my own confirmation bias. I think that probably adds to it. And plus I'm not trading it. So I think with trading, you would find more confluence for your trade because that's what you do. You're like, well, why should I do this? Besides me just getting FOMO, what are my trade setups, right? And once, if I don't have them, I'm not pandering to them. I need Matty to show me how to play the B diminished 7th chord on guitar for FOMO in at the top. Please and thank you. That's a tough one to play, Terry, because it's not really a guitar chord. I don't know if I could do that because it's It's this chord. I mean, you can do that. It's actually the B diminished seventh over E. So it'd be very dissonant because the number values in a guitar are closer. So they will become more dissonant. Whereas you can play like two chords next to it, two notes next to each other on the piano. Doesn't sound that dissonant, you know? It's called a second. Almost sounds nice. But when you play, so here's E. So Terry, if you play guitar, play E. This is E7, that's the seventh. Now you're taking the seventh, putting it on the, well, maybe for guitar, I'd keep it on the top. And then you add the F, which it makes it diminished, right? It's dissonant. That's how you would do it, E7 with the F. But that's very dissonant on a guitar, so you probably couldn't. So I would just stick to maybe the E7. It'll work. Yeah, see, that's if I'm not in at the top. You could do E7. It's just a little more pretty on the piano because you can put that F in. Just makes a little more fancy on a piano. Squeaky McGee, I just need to know how to play E flat major seventh, Alexander top G chord. You play it and she appears. Let's see. E flat or, oh yeah, E flat major seventh. Oh, that's not it. E flat major seventh is the chord that 1979 starts in. It's also your song. What other famous songs are in E flat? Always a Woman. She can kill with a smile. She can wound with her eyes. It's E flat major seventh is one of those pretty chords. You don't hear a lot of songs, but the songs that are made in them, they tend to resonate pretty well. I mean, your song is a classic one. What makes a chord a Christmas chord, Wick says? Well, I would probably say anything diminished makes it like, so for instance, this is a Christmas chord. Because it's almost like it's begging you to resolve, you know, to bring home the Christmas pudding, so to speak, Wick. It's like, well, hey, who brought the Christmas pudding? Someone walks in the door, aka Santa. He says, I did. Don't worry. So that's why I love the piano, because you can make those chords. So any A can easily be, right? Anyway, we're getting off topic. Have we hit 97 already? No? Okay, here we are. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have an unbelievable Christmas. I hope all your dreams come true. I will be watching the markets. Not sure if I will be doing anything as far as live streaming or videos for sure, unless there's a massive pump just to, to capture the lightning of a bullish market. Other than that, I think everyone will be kind of spending time with their family and chilling out. Maybe that's just the best thing to do. Turn off the phone, try as hard as you can to not check the charts. I know it's hard, but wouldn't a nice little Christmas fast of social media be just what the old doctor ordered? I don't know. We'll be doing, if I don't see you, I won't see you tomorrow for sure. If I don't see I don't know, Christmas to me, it's not like I do anything at that time anyway. It's just, but I don't think anything's going to happen. I'm just rambling here anyway. If I don't see you Thursday or Friday, we will be doing the live piano bar Friday, Saturday. So it should be fun. That's when all the lunatics from out of town come in and they're like, where should we go? Where should we go this weekend? And then the people that show up once a year will say, oh, I know a great place to go. let's go to the piano bar. And they get to, kind of show off the piano bar. Let's just hope that that's how it is. Well, where else do they can go in the city? Nowhere. There's nowhere to go in the city. There's actually literally nowhere to go in the city. There's 700,000 people in there, and outside of a Jets game, there's really nothing to do. And Jets games used to pump the market. Now they suck it dry because it's so expensive. So people will go there and go home, which I get. I wouldn't go in and do it anyway. Ho ho ho. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video.